Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus, and I'm back again. You know, there's some things we all know. Many of us didn't know as much as we know now. And thank God for the internet, we do know. White people have seemingly been some evil people everywhere they've gone. But I'm not going to try to spend any time talking about where they might have come from. I want to talk about them since they've been here and the information that has been given to us, even though much of it has been a deception. But we've seen with our own eyes that white people are cruel. Cruel. I mean, just me. I'm looking at people being beaten and being beaten with baseball bats. I'm looking at people sitting in restaurants and white people come and snatch them off their chairs and kick them in the face. I'm looking at people trying to get on a bus and white people come and throw a brick and hit them side of the head and knock them down and laugh at them. I'm thinking about the times we worked all day long for $2 and your parents worked all day long for less than that. I'm thinking about how black people have been used and abused. I know many black young people don't think about it too much because they haven't seen what others have seen. And the story perhaps haven't been told like it should have been told because of the lying that's been going on. Oh, it's pathetic, ladies and gentlemen. All of us. It is pathetic the way white people have treated black people. I can't even see how a white person can walk down the street without a cover on his head, doing everything he possibly can, being ashamed to be white because of the ugliness that they perpetrated against other people. But at the same time, I want you to know that that is not speaking of just the past. We got politicians today promoted by big money and white folks that's trying to do everything they can to shut the voice of any black person down. In other words, you got white people in America today telling you, nigga, shut up. You don't have a goddamn thing to say that we have to listen to. That's what American citizens call themselves white and loving God is saying to the black population. All over this country, that's what's happening. And guess what? Black people have endured this, it seems, forever. Now you got people say, let's take it back. Let's take it back. The niggas gonna want a job after a while. That's what Donald Trump and MAGA say. And the only way they can get a job, and they gotta have a job to stay out of prison. Because we got the jails and everything already being built. And so we can put them back in the damn fields where they belong. You see, what I refer to that is demonic swayed. Demonic swayed. That's what I see that is. I see that as liars. I see that as pain and suffering. I see that as hatred and racism and bigotry. I see that as terror and murder. I see all of that. And Americans, all of we Americans wear that banner now. We as Americans, we know that white folks are doing that. We know that. They're the killers. They're the murderers. And we are sitting over here because it acts as if we got no guidance. We got nothing to lead us. The truth is not enough. And God can't find anyone to use. And so we sit here waiting for this moment. This moment when we recognize that as evil as white people are, not all of them are. There are some very good white people. And there's some, when I say good white people, I'm talking about people that are about justice, white people that are about fairness, White people that are about much, I'd like to think as much about life as black people. I'm a little skeptical, but that they are good, very good white people. They are white people that's kinder and nicer than black people, some black people. But be that as it may, this still is not white man's world, and it's not going to be black man's world. White man's America, black man's America. It's going to be all of our America. But right now, we can see what Satan is doing. We can see what the devil is planning. They're already doing it. They're trying to shut down everything that's about progression. They want to stay stuck in the mud, acting ignorant and stupid and dumb and foolish. Can't see, don't want to see. Kill anybody that's woke. You know, the leader of that group thinks he's woke. He just want to keep all those others to think that woke is something negative. That's the trick. He considers himself as woke as anybody, but he wants his followers to think that woke is dangerous and they got to defeat it. See, that's how evil works sometimes. But while evil is trying to take black people back, we black people, we will not go back. We will stand. We will stand. And we're not finna pick up any bow and arrows. And we're not finna start fighting like cats and dogs. We're gonna fight like kings who have a connection. We're gonna demand that everybody in this country, I don't give a stink what everybody's been thinking in the past. We're going to, as people of truth and courageousness, going to demand that everybody in this country got a job. Everybody. Now, what that job is, it will be chosen by the worker. The job or career will be chosen by the one who's going to do the work. With nobody giving them jobs, let them have what they want to have and put them in the process of making sure that we run out of nothing. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to argue about who got this. We're going to make sure that every black person got food, clothing, shelter, education, health care, transportation, anything that's made by the hands of man and never run out. We're going to make sure that every white person have the same thing: food, clothing, shelter, education, health care, transportation, infrastructure, and anything that's made by the hands of men. That's why everybody's going to be working. And those of you who are not haven't finished school, who need to be maintained in the educational process, we'll have that available to you until it's finished. This is what we're going to do. We're tired of fighting with the devil. We're tired of fighting with the devil, and the devil acting like he's winning. 77 million people voted for the devil in the last election. And what do? We sat around on our loins and did nothing. I know God is ashamed of any of us. You got talking about slavery. I just got to mention it. People over 128 nations, I believe, or so, says yes, to put it in my words, was screwed up. And we ought to be ashamed of it. Then you had, I heard the European Union, I believe, I'm not too certain, but they were saying, well, we're not going to say anything. We're just going to stay out of it. Don't matter to us. Either way the boat swept, it's fine with us, European Union. And the United States, right here, where all of us are, and want the world to think that they got to hang on Jesus that nobody else got. And even got some crooks over in Israel calling themselves God's chosen people. They leading the way for Satan, killing, lying, murdering. But that's because they don't know any better. That is absolutely because they don't know any better. So if I sound like I was upset, I am upset. But I realize that they don't know any better. And I realize that up until now, and until we make the move, we acting like we don't know any better. But we do. Why? Because we know they're wrong. Not only do we know they're wrong, we know what is right. That's every last one of us having our needs, our wants, and our desires met. That's what we know. And everybody working must receive income sufficient to allow them to do anything in life they want to do. But you hear me say that again. Anybody that's got a job must have an income that would allow them to do anything in life that they want to do. Buy what they want to buy, have their houses just like they want to, travel just like they want to, every last one of them. And see, the reason I can say that is because I know the secret. Every last one of the things that we just mentioned can be achieved without any money at all. No money is needed. That's just the part of the con game. And I said it like I said it because I know how you are attached to money. But I'm saying, if they can pay you the kind of money that allow you to do anything that you want to do, right on. God ain't got no problem with that. But if you can't, and if it has to be, then everything will be done free. That means everybody that's working owns part ownership in everything that exists. All human beings got part ownership in all the houses. All human beings got part ownership in all the food. All human beings got part of ownership in all the transportation. All human beings got part of ownership in everything that human beings do. And we can live. So that's what I want you to keep in mind. They're out there trying to destroy you. They have no thoughts whatsoever on doing anything that's decent for the human race. They have no thoughts whatsoever in doing anything that puts them at the same level as anybody else. But hey, that's them. We're wiser. We know that there's one power, and that's the invisible power that is only made known through the results of it. That's the evidence. And the evidence of a God of love is calling on all of us to look around and turn this hell into a big bowl of love. Look around and turn this hell into a big bowl of love. And this is what the God of the universe would be pleased at. Let's get busy.